Maybe if I click this button. Yes, that has worked. Okay, cool. So what we can see right away is that we are able to decide on an entry location. Because we are by car, we are able to deploy at any of these points. Additionally, thanks to the tactical recon, we get to see the full layout of the map, which is amazingly cool for us. So we can already tell, for example, where the loot is. You can see here this cabinet here with loot, and there's 2 consoles that I will need to work on. Something to notice is this window has bars, so I cannot jump through this window, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. I can just go around here. Additionally, agents that are using a disguise are immediately embedded within the facility, which means Canasta, no matter where she spawns, she will already be in here. And since she has the disguise, there won't be, or there should be, absolutely no problem about that. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose the entry point of 1. We even have the perfect location of the enemy. So that means we are able to know that the enemy agent is hiding right here, and it will continue to do so unless we start killing too many of the enemies. So what we're going to do is, since we see that this is north, we're going to put this guy on the north side, and that's it. And we're going to begin the mission. Now, I hope this does not get too boring for you guys. But what I am forced to do right now is to only use Canasta for most of the mission. The reason for this is because she still has her disguise, and as long as I don't make any mistake, she'll be able to go anywhere except into this room. And the problem with Durant, the other guy I have, is that as soon as he steps into this area, if anyone, civilian or non-civilian, sees him, he will be immediately recognized as an enemy combatant, and the combat will begin. So as long as I keep him outside, there should be absolutely no problem. For example, I know that this whole area is not private. However, as soon as I cross, for example, behind these offices, we will be in trouble again. So in the meantime, I'll just move him around because that's fine. Canasta, on the other hand, has many important jobs. The first one would be, I forgot to equip someone with a lockpick. This is where we could have used a lockpick. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. So the first thing that we will do is try to approach this area. Again, we have zero fear of being discovered because the only one that could discover someone in that disguise is the agent. So our spies are really good at what they do. And just because we can, let's use the scanner and determine the exact position of this enemy. So as you see, even when I'm on Canasta, if I were to move on these tiles, this guy would immediately discover me and stop me, and that's uncool. Give me a second, please. More things to notice. The enemy agent, so this is the agent. He has 82 health, which means luckily both Durant and Canasta are able to knock him down. So we will make sure that that is exactly what happens. The final thing that we will check is our exit route. So when I have taken care of the rest of the map, I'll be sure to come around here. I'm guessing behind this guy. I will knock him down, call for the extraction, pick him up, run through this place, hope that nobody sees me, and get out of here. I think that's a solid plan. Alright, so let's not call the evacuation right now. We are not in a hurry. So we can even see enemies patrolling outside of the area that is restricted. And I love how the game UI is trying to tell us this information. We can walk literally up to him, even say hello if we knew the language of the region. But as soon as we cross over here, this is danger territory, and we would immediately begin combat. And that's why we're not gonna do that. We can just move all the way here. That's all fine. Beyond this door is already restricted area, so Durand at least is not moving anymore. Right. So the conditions for disguised people to get discovered. Oh, by the way, let's check the disguise. Can we zoom in? I don't think we can zoom in anymore. So the disguise that we are a construction worker, I guess that's pretty effective. The conditions for a person in disguise to get discovered is that someone sees them performing an act of suspicious act. So as long as we move here first and then use the console when we are absolutely sure that there's no one looking, phew, we have now deactivated those things. Now we can move over here and grab the loot. Oop, pistol suppressor. Ah, we forgot to equip those. That's fine. We'll do that in time. And now we pass the turn. So again, as long as I do not kill any enemies and I do not get discovered, we have infinite time to perform this mission. So if you remember the XCOM mod of True Infiltration, that timers would not start until you get until you go out of concealment. This is the same idea. So as I was mentioning, this game has really picked up on things that were very weird in XCOM. Okay, so we have appointment, and the appointment are so this I'm only checking for purposes. I'm absolutely not going to shoot. I could absolutely shoot, however, if I had a silencer, but I didn't put it on, so that's bad. So what we're gonna do is just pass the turn and let things go on. So I have now a few options, because I already see that this camera thing is never... so this guy is never gonna get out of here, or this woman actually. I could do two things to risk it. The first one, which I can do freely, is to move over here, and I'll have Durand check what the patrols of the people outside are. For example, this guy is moving here, this person is not moving, because what I could do is just knock this person out, deactivate the cameras, and move on. However, this seems pretty dangerous, and I'm not really inclined in doing so. Mainly because I have no reasons to knock the cameras out right now. I could... So, okay, we can also check the loot that is remaining and the classified dogs. We can already see that there's 2 dogs and 3 loot more to be collected. So let's try to find it. This is a little bit of a pixel hunting. I am not 100% agreeing with how this feature is working, but I already see that there's loot here. There's a document over here. And if I saw correctly, I don't think there's any camera pointing at them. So I could easily loot these things without any problem. We check around here. What do we see? So we already deactivated the lasers, and maybe that's enough. There's no camera on our exit route, so that's good. We may get away with this without the need of deactivating that camera panel. The thing is, we only found 1 document and 1 loot. We are missing 2 loots and 1 document. And I already found 1. So I'm gonna move all the way around here. Loot. How a machine gun fit inside that briefcase, do not ask me. But that's just life. Okay. And as I told you, I was a little bit afraid this would happen. However, this is the game during the early game. Since we only have 1 disguise, we will aim to improve this as soon as possible. It means Canasta really has to do all the work, all the lead work on her own. I could risk going in and out of a restricted location if I knew I could get away with it, but right now I'm not sure of that. I could also just ignore the rest of the loot, because it could drive us crazy to try to spot every single item. But right now I feel inspired to do so. Especially because I get to show you guys how to use some tricks, how to quickly discover where the loot is. How can we get upstairs? Do we just have to run? And the answer is yes, we just have to run. Is there anything I may want to pick up on this other side first? I don't think so. Anything I'm obviously missing right in front of me? Doesn't seem so either. Okay, so where are we trying to go? We're trying to go here because the stairs are right there. You know what? I think Durand could go there. It's so far away, damn it. This map is huge. Okay, let's start running. The more we think about it, the more it takes for the whole scenario to finish. So if anyone thinks we should let go of the loot, tell me now, because otherwise I will just take some straight turns moving up and away towards the loot. Later in the game, you're able to upgrade your units until they have an insane amount of movement or an insane amount of firepower. It is just not today. I think I want to send... that's tricky. I want to place Durand here, ready to burst in if anything is needed. If I were to cross the door, I would immediately be spotted by the camera, so that's pretty bad. In that case, let's not go there. That's a silly place. That's the turn. I mean, it is spy work, right? We have to be careful. We have to not get seen, and then we get maximum rewards for it. I believe... Oh, that's a joke. That's a bad joke. You know what, in that case, let's start going towards the other that is further away. Just like in XCOM, moving one square is also moving a full point, which means the distance between those two things was apparently the same, since it could be reached in the same amount of movement points. Alright, this guy is particularly not looking in diagonal. This person is a female? Yeah. So we are able to loot. I'm just a construction worker. Please ignore my phone. And then we'll continue moving towards the other one. Over here. And Durand... I really don't have anything useful for you, Durand. A very important point that I want to make is that if I were to open fire here, I would be in incredible trouble. Many of my campaigns have ended because I took the main guy to a mission like this. I got spotted early on, and then I got demolished by all the enemy fire that would come in my way. So I'm sorry that I'm being careful and slow. It is really in the interest of everyone that these units survive easily. Okay, let's now move over here. Is there someone there? Yep. Oh, damn, it's looking right at me. Ah, but she moves away next turn. That's excellent. Oh, please do so. Bye bye. Is she looking at the loot? Is that a joke? God. Okay, so we're gonna have to start aggression a little bit. We're gonna knock this person out. Luckily, I saw absolutely no patrols going in this direction, so that means we're able to do so without being discovered. And that was well worth it. Those are two of the stronger light machine guns, so we'll have access to them early on. We pass another turn. I guess now we'll run through the roof, and what's even better, we're only one classified dock away from having everything. And sometimes it just happens to be right next to the enemy. Yeah, so we see it here. Okay, we'll try to go here and then go out this way, because this enemy is looking straight at us and we don't want that. Alright, Canasta, you have more work to do. Alright, is there any way for Durand to get up here without being detected? Doesn't look like it. I'm sorry, Durand, you're pretty useful this mission. Useless. Pass the turn. I hope you all get used to the noir song, because we're gonna be listening to a lot of it. Again, nobody cares that we just broke the window with our face, so I guess that's fine. Activate exertion again. It's really annoying sometimes when you have to activate everyone's exertion, but it's just how the game is. Additionally, we're gonna use focus so that we recover our entire awareness. And this enemy is looking at us, or is looking at the loot actually. So this is gonna get tricky. Let's do one more examination of this. So this person is looking straight at the door, but not at the second door. Okay, so what we can do is we take this out, run over here, start running around, and in the next turn, if we're lucky, we just take out the other agent. So we currently have 76. Can we somehow check this? No. Wait, there's no game audio? Wow, that's super bad. Wow. That's absolutely not how it's intended. Oh my god, did I just stream 2 hours with no audio? Wow. Well, thank you, Demon, for letting me know. Also, I am supposed to have just fixed this, so please let me know if it did fix it. Ah, excellent. So it was just one button press. Okay, so I'm gonna describe the plan again. I'm gonna knock this person down, move over here, grab the loot, move over there, keep on running, get ready for the next turn. Next turn, if possible, I'm going to move over here through the side, just like this, knock this person down and be ready for the pickup. So the cool thing is, if we take the enemy agent down silently, we have no fear of anyone discovering us randomly. Which is pretty good, because only the enemy agents walk in erratic patterns. Everyone else is very predictable. So we're gonna take a picture of this document, and we're gonna cross over here. Alright, another thing I'm gonna do, just to make sure that nothing bad happens, I'm gonna hide Durand over here. Because there's a chance that for some reason the agent just runs over to the window and sees us down there, which is pretty bad. Also, I'm gonna call for the evacuation vehicle, so that in a few turns we'll be ready to get out of here. So end the turn, all is fine. Let's use another tactical spotting to reveal the whole room. I do not want to be caught by surprise. So Canasta, please take... damn. She has to wait another turn. This is not good. What is this guy doing? Okay, she's going away. Okay. All is fine. We can probably do this still. We'll pass another turn and hope that this person does not begin to move. Good. So awareness regeneration at the beginning of the game is awful. Therefore we have to be extra careful. But here we go. Time to knock you down. Boop. Excellent. And as we see, they now have 5 turns to live. So I could spend extra time stabilizing him. But right now all I want to do is to get out of here. So I'm just gonna grab him on my shoulders. And at the beginning of the game we took Canasta's talent to get extra movement speed while carrying someone, which is amazing. Or at least very useful in this moment. So we have the enemy agent, we have all the loot, we have not yet been discovered, and we have the evacuation vehicle. I hope you all know what that means. It's time to get out of here. So exertion, move all the way, move over here. I really don't care if someone sees me right now. It should be too late for anyone to do anything about it. Our plan worked to perfection. We didn't even get discovered. This is what I call a perfect mission. We put the asset in the back of the van and we drive away like nothing happened. Okay, in reverse. It's a bit suspicious if you were to ask me. Thank you, that was a good job, yeah. So, 0 problems, 2 agents, all fine. A lot of equipment acquired and some classified documents. What's even better, we got the enemy out, and so in this game the enemy agents are actually tracked. So right now they are truly 1 agent down. And since it was the beginning of the game, it may have been the only asset that they had active, and it will take some time until they recruit a new one. So this blow that I did on them is actually pretty strong. This will be the equivalent of us preventing the construction of a black site in XCOM 2. So what we did just now may have delayed the onset of enemies for a while. So what do we get? New intel, and the manufacturing blueprint for smoke grenade. It's a useful thing, it's just there are better grenades. What do we get? We get a small machine gun, a light machine gun, another small machine gun Estrella, this is a really good item, and a pistol suppressor number 3, I guess. And the enemy agent, of course. And Duran gained a level, even though he did absolutely nothing. Good job, Duran, for existing. And since we interrogated Agent Courier, he has revealed where Agent Joiner is, one of the enemy agents. And we should now be able to track him in the world, wherever he goes. At least until he gets a new identity. Durant has leveled up, he gets a new perk. And what other things we could do? Increase focus, improves damage threshold. I kinda like this one. Overwatch field remains circular in a wider radius. This won't be very useful with him. Vietnam veteran increases the width of Overwatch cone. So before we choose, we can even look at some information. Again, this is an information game. If we were to Overwatch with our light machine gun, we would be able to shoot 3 times. You can see this. I wish I could move the mouse over the tooltip. The last line says Overwatch breach. That means when we Overwatch, we fire 3 times before Overwatch ends. I have pre-ordered Phoenix Point. I even played the Packer builds. I have to say I'm extremely disappointed in that game. But I look forward to see what comes next. I will also be playing it when a new Packer build is to show to everyone on the stream. Alright, so going back here. I kinda like the idea of having someone that can sit down with 3 Overwatches and has an increased width of Overwatch cone. But I also really like the idea of damage threshold. So for those that do not know, damage threshold gets directly subtracted from the damage you get dealt. So if someone shoots you for, I don't know, 6 damage, this, I think it's +7, would completely negate that damage down to 0. So it is possible to get 0 damage in this game. But you know what? Let's go with this one. It looks cool, makes our Overwatches much more interesting. And it will be fun for now. Alright. So we got a lot of intel for this one, Aguirre's those here. And we can now begin doing the second fun part of this. Yesteryear. Okay. Now that we have 5 pieces, it is time to start looking for connections. For example, Knight Errant and Knight Errant both show up here. Chilean Reps has not showed up anywhere yet, which means we cannot solve this at any point. However, we, for example, see that these 2 are connected, so that's cool. And if we check these 2, they are also connected. And I guess that's it for now. Cool. It is possible to resolve a file without having every single information piece. Do traitors get revealed on the first mission you deploy them, or can it happen much later in the game? It can happen at any point. So I've never been betrayed because I have always obtained so much intel that everyone's traits get revealed very quickly. And I have always kept the core of Canasta, Durant and Deadpan as the ones I sent to missions for the longest of times. So using those 3 guys at the beginning has helped me get on with the game. Alright, so we discovered Kuwait City could be one of the locations for Keystone. We just have no way to connect it yet. We go back here, we need to go back to the workshop and say, hey, let's also have the forger. And there's no one to hire, so all we can do now is pass the time. Alright, there's a rumor, so we will use those people that were nearby already to hit the rumor. And we found something. So first we are tailing Aguirre, one of the guys that Leslie wanted us to follow from Syria. And we are now ready to continue that mission. We got 3 more pieces of information for this. I usually always pull them out first and then I deal with them. Abaddon, letter bomb. But again, we see that there's absolutely no mention of Chilean reps. So again, this is not yet solvable. I can, however, bind some things that are cute. But we can already see that this whole thing, unless WizKid, no. So this whole set of information that I got closes on itself, and it means it is a decoy or a nothing. That means the Antioquia cartel is probably the Chilean reps. However, I need that last piece of intel that can corroborate this, because we don't act on impulses. We are serious people. Okay, so now that we have discovered... Ooh, that's cool. Now that we have discovered the Aguirre and we followed him back to the location, we can see that there's a safe house of the enemy faction that's waiting to be raided. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fulfill the wish of the game by sending everyone to do a stakeout mission. So in a stakeout mission, what they do is they sit around this place until the mission is completed, and then they tell me where any of the enemy agents went. Okay, so this is done. That's incorrect button. Okay, the forger has finished construction. It means we have a new facility. However, we have no one available to just assign here. In a forger, two things happen. We can customize any agent because we're technically building a new identity for them. I like the immersion in the world. It's not just, in XCOM you can just grab anyone and transform them however you wish. And here you have to kind of make them a new identity. And if people were to have their heat up to unsafe levels, we can make a new identity with a new passport, and that would make everything just fine. Alright, let's continue on with this. I think someone is at the base, so let's make marzipan fake money. Yay! New rumor has shown up. Canasta and Durant are ready for action. Sometimes the rumors are also good things, like what we see here. This is an informant that will just give us a piece of something. Could be loot, could be information. After his time passes, we already saw that there was one here. It could also be sometimes nothing, so the fact that we have to jump to everyone makes it a little bit entertaining sometimes, a little bit boring other times, depending on the amount. We have now investigated the Aleppo cell of the enemy, and we discovered a new secret file. So you see that these things sometimes start accumulating, but some other times they start completing each other, because the solution of one may include a lot of information about the other. So Chuckwagon is the organization we're looking for information for. Sorry. And we're gonna again open up these pieces of information. Brinkman, there's two more. Crossroads. Missing one. CC. Okay. Chuckwagon doesn't show up anywhere, right? Nope. However, these two are connected, and that's it. Okay, so that's enough for now. And now that these guys are all free, I can send Deadpan and Nailbomb back to the base. I'm gonna use the other two for the rumor. As the game progresses, we're gonna have more and more agents, and then I'll be able to keep people out in the world so that they can jump to the rumors faster. Because it's not ideal to have always the same two just jumping around. Alright, so... there we go. So Durant has one of its secret perks discovered, and it says body modification. So that's going to be a thing in the future. It will be something similar to Meld and the powers there, but the system is a bit more intricate. It's also fun, so we'll see what that brings. What can we do? Agents forge more cash. I like that. Let's do that. The game never explains why we are so out of the legality of things, but again, I guess as the story progresses, we'll see why we needed to keep everything so secret and so mysterious. I mean, forging money should not be sanctioned by any government, right? Okay, so also, and we are still the CIA. That's what I meant. We'll send people to the new rumors, and we'll continue passing the time. Excellent. So one of our informants had a ton of information regarding everything we're investigating, and we can go back to here and finally Chilean reps, and then I guess somewhere Alchemy Flats. Beep, boop, boop. It is also possible to receive 8 pieces of intel. That's basically a solution. And Marzipan's Random Tax Talents revealed. Cool. Okay, so now that we got a billion intel for everything else,